Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the movies whose cast ended up befalling misfortune or career-damaging scandal during and after production.
When suddenly it began to rain, and right in the middle of a chop, I rusted solid. I've been that way ever since.
Number 10, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Spun off from author J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter franchise, the first installment of the Fantastic Beasts trilogy was a box office success. Since its 2016 release, though, three of its key creatives have been mired in controversy.
Do you think you can hold me?
We'll do our best, Mr. Grindelwald.
Johnny Depp's domestic violence allegations and viral court cases related to his marriage to Amber Heard made him persona non grata. Mads Mikkelsen later replaced him as Grindelwald.
Words. Words designed to deceive. To make you doubt what you've seen with your own two eyes.
Ezra Miller, who played the villainous Credence Barebone, became the subject of scandal due to a series of crimes committed between 2020 and 2022. Not only that, but original author and co-screenwriter J.K. Rowling has been under fire for increasingly inflammatory comments directed at transgender people. Cumulatively, it leaves a cloud over the movie.
I gotta go.
Jacob.
It's okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's just like waking up, right?
Number 9, The Misfits.
What makes you so sad? I think you're the saddest girl I ever met.
You're the first man ever said that. I'm usually told how happy I am.
During the old Hollywood era, Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, and Montgomery Clift were among the biggest stars imaginable. This 1961 western about a recent divorcee who befriends two cowboys starred all three. The movie was a pain to make, but the premature deaths of its three stars have tarnished the film to many.
Well, if it's bad, maybe you have to take a little of the bad with the good, else you'll be running for the rest of your life.
What is there to stop for?
59-year-old Gable died of a heart attack less than 2 weeks after the movie finished filming. Monroe passed away the year following its release. She was only 36. Clift, who had become dependent on painkillers after a 1956 car accident, suffered a career slowdown before passing away in 1966 at the age of 45.
Was you really crying for me before?
You were hurt. Didn't anyone ever cry for you before?
Number 8, Stalker. This deeply philosophical science fiction movie from Soviet master filmmaker Andrei Tarkovsky sees three men venturing into a ruinous land called The Zone. The Zone is startling to look at, but even more startling is that its ruinous and surreal look needed little dressing up.
Зона — это очень сложная система ловушек, что ли? И все они смертельны.
Defunct hydropower facilities in Estonia stood in for this mysterious place out of time. Years afterwards, a sound designer on the film insisted that actor Anatoly Solonitsin's fatal cancer was due to shooting downriver from chemical dumping. Solonitsin died of lung cancer at 47. It was the same type of cancer that also claimed the lives of director Tarkovsky and his wife, Larisa.
Для чего все это нужно? И главное, кому? Вы ответите никому, и ни для чего так.
Number 7, Get Him to the Greek. Russell Brand reprised his role as audacious rock star Aldous Snow in this raucous comedy that has not aged well for several reasons. The first is Brand himself.
I just thought, this isn't right, is it? And I'd made some phone calls, and it turns out it isn't.
The comedian received heat for spreading conspiracy theories during the COVID-19 pandemic. More damning was when several sexual assault allegations against him were extensively investigated and published by Channel 4 and the Sunday Times.
There is a responsibility of production companies. They enabled him to exist in these environments where he was able to take advantage of who he was.
Co-star TJ Miller would become the subject of his own scandal when a misconduct allegation came to light in 2017. Sean Diddy Combs appears in the film as an egoistic, rageful music executive. Given the various and increasingly disturbing bombshells in the 2024 investigation against Combs, it makes his appearance in the movie hard to view now.
Let's go! Bye!
I don't think so.
You're trying to look crazy! I've never run so fast in my life!
Number 6, Death on the Nile.
Who told you?
I am Hercule Poirot. I do not need to be told. I have eyes and they see, a brain and it thinks. It now thinks somewhat poorly of you.
Kenneth Branagh's Murder on the Orient Express follow-up originally had a 2019 release date. Post-production and the ongoing pandemic pushed it nearly 3 years, but a lot had changed since then.
I bore witness to a small drama some weeks ago. Clearly, I caught only the first act.
Star Armie Hammer was embroiled in a career-ending sexting and abuse scandal involving some bizarre and truly outlandish preferences. Gal Gadot had become a laughingstock due to her cringeworthy Instagram video featuring her and other celebrities singing Imagine when COVID lockdowns began. Letitia Wright was under fire for sharing conspiracy theories about the virus and its vaccine, and the trend continued a year after the movie's release, when Russell Brand became the subject of a Channel 4 investigation for a series of sexual assault allegations.
But I do know I can't recommend.
This is appropriate. Mr. Doyle would have us focus our suspicions on you.
Number 5, The Conqueror.
Why is this carcass lying here?
It is an omen, my son.
What woman's talk is this, my mother? Rid us of this carrion.
And what of your dead?
Any film critic who sat through John Wayne playing Genghis Khan could have told you The Conqueror was cursed. But that curse extended far beyond the movie itself.
Your future promises much discomfort.
Producer Howard Hughes decided to shoot the film on location downwind from nuclear testing sites. Not only that, but he had some of the dirt from the site shipped to Hollywood to give the sets a more authentic look. By 1979, stars John Wayne, Susan Hayward, Agnes Moorehead, and Pedro Armendariz had all passed away due to cancer. More than 90 cast and crew members associated with the production had developed cancer within that time. Exposure to radiation during the shoot has long been rumoured to be the cause.
Speak then. Deny it.
I will not. To deny it would give substance to your thought.
Number 4, The Exorcist.
Do you think this has anything to do with witchcraft?
Maybe some rituals used in the Black Mass, maybe.
And now, Dennings, you read how he died.
The production behind the blockbusting horror movie was known to be troubled. Happenings on and off the set, including the deaths and near-deaths of actors' relatives, had the cast on shaky ground.
And these weren't casualties from stunts or things like that. These were kind of men standing behind a camera all of a sudden, dropping dead.
Actor Jack McGowan, whose character dies in the film, died tragically mere days after completing his scenes. 6 years later, Paul Bateson, a bit player shown in the hospital scenes, was accused of a real-life murder. Playing the possessed girl, Linda Blair, sustained chronic injuries. But her experiences after the movie's release were a curse of their own. She received death threats and harassment. This led Warner Brothers to send her on a press tour to quell any rumours that she was somehow as evil as the demon in the film.
This kind of film is going to bring out some different personalities in people, and they want to read something different into the project. It was hard, but it's okay.
Number 3, The Wizard of Oz. Given its reputation as a Hollywood classic for the whole family, stories from the production of The Wizard of Oz are shockingly upsetting.
Where are you? I'm here in Oz, Annie M. I'm locked up in the witch's castle, and I'm trying to get home to you, Annie M. Oh, Annie M, don't go away! I'm frightened!
What sets it apart is just how many of those horror stories became known only years later, when the studio's public relations departments weren't so tight-lipped. Toxic makeup affected many actors and even put original Tin Man actor Buddy Ebsen in the hospital. Wicked Witch actress Margaret Hamilton was badly burned during production.
I had a wonderful young man, Jack Young, who really saved my life. He was right there and grabbed a hold of me, and we ran to the first aid station on the set, and where he began working on my face to get the makeup off. We didn't know this until really the next day, but I had a 2nd degree on my face and 3rd on my hand.
Star Judy Garland probably got it the worst. An already strenuous studio-enforced regimen of pills and back-breaking exercise got worse when she was required to lose weight to play Dorothy. This cocktail led to a lifelong substance use disorder that prematurely ended her life at 47.
He got away! Oh, which is more than you will.
Number 2, Rebel Without a Cause.
That's the edge. That's the end.
Yeah. Certainly is.
This melodramatic portrait of troubled 1950s teens rocketed its 3 leads to even greater heights. James Dean, Natalie Wood, and Sal Mineo didn't just share a high profile after the movie's release. Over the next 26 years, the three would meet untimely and suspicious ends.
Well, what's your problem? Oh, I don't know. But I'm happy now. Here. Oh, I wish we could stay here.
24-year-old James Dean only starred in one more film before he was killed in a 1955 car accident. In 1976, 37-year-old Sal Mineo was the victim of a hit-and-run mugging that turned into a fatal stabbing. Then Natalie Wood was found drowned after supposedly falling off of her husband Robert Wagner's yacht in 1981. Wagner was named a person of interest by the LA County Sheriff's Department, but the case itself remains one of Hollywood's infamous unsolved mysteries.
Perhaps the most important unanswered question tonight is, why did Natalie Wood, in her night clothes, leave the Splendor in the first place? Perhaps no one will ever know.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Poltergeist franchise. Upon its release in 1982, the first installment of the Poltergeist trilogy was a massive success, but the happiness was short-lived for its cast.
I don't know what hovers over this house, but it was strong enough to punch a hole into this world.
Actress Dominique Dunne was murdered by her ex-boyfriend, John Thomas Sweeney, soon after the movie opened nationwide. The movie's supposed curse only grew from there. Death also found Julian Beck and Will Sampson, two actors in the second movie, with Beck passing away even before the film was released. Finally, young star Heather O'Rourke suffered numerous medical issues and passed away in 1988. She was due for reshoots on the third film at the time of her death, which may have affected the film's final narrative. Myths surrounding the Poltergeist curse are still circulated among movie lovers.
This man was evil, and his soul remains evil because it chooses not to see the light.
What cursed casts did we miss? Let us know in the comments.
Come on, open up, bro.
Go to hell!
Come on, honey, no one's gonna hurt you.
You promised them the baby!
No, I
Get
didn't
out!
promise him anything. What are you talking about? Promise who?